everybody, and welcome to DC Fine Art. I just got through showing you guys my speed painting of this balloon, and I did it all using the Paletteful Pack September 2022. So I only used the products that the Paletteful Pack gave me in order to create this hot air balloon. And I wanted to go ahead and give you my final thoughts on everything. So the paper was really super nice. Obviously I used a lot of blue and there is no bleed through whatsoever in the paper, so that is really good. I didn't have any of the paper balling up whenever it got wet or starting to deteriorate the paper, so very good. And I used the uni pin that they gave me, and after I let it dry, like I went over it and it dried pretty quickly. So I would use it, and after it would dry, I would just go over it with my alcohol markers, and it did not smudge or anything like that. It didn't move. So that is a really good thing. I know some fine liner pens, you know, you can put them on, and then whenever you go over it with an alcohol marker, it tends to bleed or start to spread. So I didn't have that issue with these. So definitely a good little pencil, really nice grip, but it is just like most mechanical pencils, so it works the same way. So it's just comfortable and it's big. So, all right. And as far as the markers go, my final thoughts. I know we need drum roll. I don't have drum roll, but it's hard for me to say. This is just my opinion only. Like I said, it's not that they're bad markers, and it's not that they're, I mean, I wouldn't say that I don't know. I struggled, okay? I used my Copic before, and I've compared them to my Ohuhu markers. And I didn't have any issues when doing a speed painting. I did one of a window and a staircase going up. And I absolutely enjoyed working with the alcohol markers. Like, I was doing all kinds of little bitty details, and I was, you know, it was very smooth and I can blend them easily. I didn't have that same feeling with these, to be honest. Like, when I was using them, I had a lot of like marker strokes. And yeah, I was going them in different directions, but still I was layering them and layering them and layering. Hopefully the AC doesn't bother you guys too bad. And then I started to try to see if I could do like a small little detail by adding in a little small line with the fine tip of the brush. And I started to see a little bit of spreading. So, I mean, that could be the paper that did it, but after that, I kept on going. So I was like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. So then I went ahead and layered it down. And even though I did my color swatch sheet, which you guys seen in the last video right here, which I used, and I tried to make it light and then go to dark, it still wasn't standing out as much. So I was kind of struggling with that. I was like, okay, I had a little bit of it. I had a little bit of in here where it was a little lighter. I don't even know which direction to go. Over here, the green and yellow. So I was like, okay, I got a little bit of that going on, so not too bad. But as I pushed my way after these marker strokes, which you guys can see, definitely marker strokes, not really bad. It probably doesn't pick up as bad on camera, but you can see it. Then I started to go with a darker blue, or the darker blue and the light blue. Let's see if you can see here. So I went with these two colors, and I tried to go over them to make like a shadow, and then try and blend them out. So on the bottoms of these, you can see it's a little bit darker, and then I try to blend it out while really quickly too. I try to work really quickly so that way it didn't dry. So as soon as I lay the blue down, I would go over the top with the light blue, and I was hoping it would blend some of it out. It did a little bit, but in some areas it just didn't. It was still like really outstanding blue marks. So it wasn't really blending out as well as what I would hoped, and then it had the bleed through. So I know these are very minor, I mean, these are little minor things, But it actually got to a point where within my artwork, I was actually feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can finish this. I almost feel like stopping and just giving up. I just don't want to do it no more. Like, I was having fun with it at first, and then all of a sudden it's like, it started to get more not so fun. And so I was like, no, I just got to finish it out no matter what. I just try as much as I possibly can to kind of blend and make shadows and try to do that. Keep this in mind though, I am working with only 12 colors. So that's what they gave me. So I was trying to do that with just the 12 colors that they supplied. And so, yeah, I got to a point where I was just like wanting to just give up. I was using the alcohol marker and then on the blue, and it even got to a point where it was like almost like drying out on me. So I had some dry patches, and then I would have to flip it over and use another side of it just to try and keep the ink going, or not the ink, but the alcohol, well, I guess it's alcohol ink. Try to keep it flowing. Otherwise it was like drying out on me. So I had those issues, and that's where I was like, not really having the best of time with it as much as what I would want. Now, I know on the box they show, let me get that out. Don't drop everything. But see on the box, they show you right here where an artist has used them to create a painting. And they also show the back too. But yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of, if you do a bunch of solid lines and don't do a bunch of fill in and just make a bunch of marks with all kinds of colors, yeah, you can do something like that. That is definitely a plus. But the back here, definitely couldn't do that because there is no black, no grays, stuff like that. But yeah, it was definitely a little bit more challenging. And I didn't feel that way whenever I did my, use the Copic or the Ohuhus. Like, I created a speed painting using those, and I absolutely enjoyed myself with them. Like, they were so much fun. I didn't have them drying out on me. I could get really fine detail in with the markers by using the brush tip on the very, very fine tip to get the little details I wanted. I didn't have no issues. I didn't have no issues at all. Like, I didn't feel like, things were just like the product was just kind of falling through on me. I felt like I could use this for anything. I could do anything with these. And that's what kind of feeling whenever I use the Ohuhus or the Copics. I felt really good using them. But yeah, these here, I actually got to where I was toward the ending part and wanted to give up. And that was really kind of sad in a way that I had that feeling, but I pushed my way through it. I almost got to a point where I was just wanting to be sloppy and didn't really, care. I just wanted to get through it. So having those feelings was just not a good feeling. I mean, you shouldn't feel that way when you're working on your art. You should feel, like it's so much fun and kind of push your way through it. But I think I was fighting some difficulties with the markers, and who knows, maybe it was just me, but I've tried other alcohol markers like the Copic and the Ohuhus, and I never felt that way. This is the first time I kind of felt that way using these, so I don't know, but I'm going to leave you guys with that. That's kind of my opinion I can describe on how I felt when I used them. I had more, and it's really funny because you can do these reviews and do these swashes on a card, but when you go in and actually use the markers themselves, like this, to do a painting is where you really get the full effect on the markers and how you feel when you use them. Now, this is my own opinion. Somebody else may use these and absolutely love them. So this is just me on how I went through with these markers. And me, I hate to say it, I wasn't in on board with them. Like, I don't know if me and Tombos are very good friends right now. Like, we're not friends. Yep. Me and Tombos have been, and these Tombos, I don't know. The other Tombos that they sell could be totally different. I've never tried Tombos, so these are the only ones I've ever tried. But me and them are not friends. All right. So anyways, hopefully that guy or helped you guys out. I really hate doing that to where, if I'm not fond of a product, I really hate saying that I'm just not, me and them are not friends. But that's the only way I can kind of explain it. I mean, other than that, like I said, if you're a beginner, maybe might be good. But then again, if you're a beginner and you end up struggling with your marker kind of runs out or makes you feel like you're not blending as well, it may discourage you a little bit. And if you're a beginner, you really don't need that discouragement. You really, really don't. You really need to have a good product to where when you use them, you feel like you accomplished, you did good, and you feel good whenever you're working on your art. So it's going to be a hard thing to do. I don't know, unless, and in a more experienced artist, they may notice it, but then again, they may not. So yeah, I guess I'll just leave you guys with that. You seen what I created. You got my final opinion and let you know what things went good or what things went wrong. And yeah, I think I covered everything. I really was hoping for a better review to give you guys. I hate doing these reviews where it's like, oh, gosh, do I really have to say how I felt whenever I was doing it? But yeah. All right. So anyways, I'll leave you guys with that. It's your opinion though. If you use them and you do wonderful, maybe it's the batch that I got. Maybe it's just I got me some blue markers that wasn't very good, or it could be that. But anyways, this is just my opinion, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And let me know, should I create more of these speed paintings with the Paletteful Packs each month? I'm going to continue doing them. Just leave me a like though, so that way, and it definitely helps me, but let me know that you guys enjoyed the speed painting with the final review of what my thoughts were. And yeah, I think I pretty much summed it up, and we'll have a longer video coming up, and it'll be a flamingo and pastel. And then after we're through with that, I think I got plans for another review on doing some kind of like, well, I should just let that go. It's a surprise. All right, I'll see you all next week. Bye.